I got a phone call from a retired sheriff sergeant who used to work child abuse back in 1995 about this case, David Allen Funston. He helped investigate it. He was angry because he read he was being released. I had no idea about it, read the LA Times article, saw what they had spoken, and got the wheels rolling. So yesterday, they printed out probably thousands of pages of arrest reports on Mr. Funston, the cases he did. And take us back to 1995. He was out preying on children in the Sacramento area. We're talking children as young as 3 to the age of 7, molesting them. One young girl in North Highlands kidnapped her, molested her very viciously, drove her to Placerville, and kicked her out of the car after punching her.
Hello, my name is Amelia. I am a victim of David Allen Funston. The reason I am here today is to speak on the behalf of myself and the other victims of this monster who may not be able to speak. I feel he is a very horrible person who has done horrific acts, and he does not deserve freedom. Why I say this is this man has took innocence from myself and others. He has done shameful things under the eyes of God, and I feel his years in prison he has done is not enough. I stood in front of this man in court as a child in elementary, and I will stand again to have him put down where he needs to be. He does not deserve freedom. He needs to be back. He does not need to be back in public society. He is a criminal, child molester, dangerous, and deserves to spend the rest of his life behind bars. As a young Native American woman, I am proud to say that the Creator kept me here to keep fighting for what is right. So yes, I feel strongly that that man, David Allen Funston, needs to see out his punishment and does not deserve his freedom. And that's how I feel.
Think about that. He was caught eventually through the hard work of the sheriff's office, did a great job investigating it. Thousands of pages of interviews of children. And one thing about these kids, they were resilient. They did an amazing job IDing him. And back then, as a parent or anyone around kids, hey, don't take candy from strangers. Don't follow anyone. Don't get in someone's car. This is what he did. Lured them with candy, Barbie dolls, toys, and abused these kids horrifically. Horrifically. He was given 3 consecutive terms, 20-year terms. He should have been in prison the rest of his life. Unfortunately, in 2020, a bill was passed that made folks eligible for parole as early as 50 years of age once they serve 20 years. So he qualifies. He's 64 years old. I'm 62. That is dead wrong. These children, he ruined their lives. And now he's eligible. And the damage he's done, he stole their childhoods. And my issue is the parole board. I read the reports. They're horrific. You've seen some of the things he did. There's no explanation. You can't explain it away. There are some folks that deserve a second chance in life. Someone that does these type of things, they don't deserve a second chance in life. What are we coming to as a society here in California that it's okay with this, to let him out? You think about some of the offenders that do the child abuse cases, child molest cases. Typically, they're older males. Now we're seeing a lot of folks in their 20s and 30s. So under the law, and we have folks in their 20s that have pending cases right now, they can be up by the time they're 50, having done 20 years. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Someone has to speak up about it, and we've got to change this. So he lured these kids, kidnapped the kids, kidnapped 2 sisters. He was convicted of 16 counts of kidnapping, child molestation, with multiple young children. Remember, the youngest victim, 3 years of age. Sentenced over 20 years in prison, as well as 3 additional consecutive sentences. Consecutive, not concurrent, as they follow each other. A judge in Sacramento described him, and I'll say this, as the monster parents fear most. Yet today, the parole board decided he is suitable for release. We can't have this. It's got to change. And in California, it's battle after battle when it comes to our children. A few years ago, we're fighting human trafficking of a child. That wasn't a violent felony. Had to fight to get it passed. They got it passed. Now we're dealing with mental health aversion. You can kill your 1-year-old infant and get your record expunged and go work with other kids. What in the hell is going on in California? 100%. What is happening in our state? This cannot happen. It's not okay. The parole board, I keep going back to that, making those decisions. Does anyone have an idea how many folks like David Funston have been released? Can somebody tell you that in California? Right now, no. Especially folks convicted of child molestation. You don't rehabilitate individuals like that. They have an appetite for that. They want to do that. And that's troubling. Right now, our Child Abuse Bureau last year had over 1,200 cases. 1,200 cases here in Sacramento County involving individuals for child abuse, child molestation. It's hard to fathom that. And for some of you folks, you read some documents earlier that kind of shed a light on what he did. Because you could talk about it all day, but till you read it and see the victim's words, it really hits home. It really hits home. I've been doing this job for 33 years now, 34 years. I've served in the legislature. And it is mind-boggling that folks that purport to want to protect women and children and put their interests first don't do a damn thing. There's a brand new children's caucus that was just formed. Looking out for children's rights. Where are you on mental health diversion? It's okay to beat your kid to death and get off on it? Where were some of these other individuals on human trafficking of a child? Is it okay to traffic a child that's 12 years old? The things he did to these kids cannot be undone, ever. It is not okay. Who stands up and supports that? We are so far out of our zone for the rights of the perpetrator and not victims' rights. It hasn't been about the victims for a long time. It's got to change. Victims come first, especially children. You don't get a second chance with children at all. And I'm pissed. It is not okay. It is not okay. Why are we dealing with this? It's a common sense thing. 99% of the voters support him being locked up forever. Lock him up, throw away the key. But in California, they want to let him out, and they let others out like him. That's the scary part. How many folks are running around? So he did it the old-fashioned way, candy, toys, get in my car, kidnapping them. With the internet now and the ICAC operations we do, you've seen it, where folks are on the phone enticing kids as young as 12 or 13 to come meet them at hotels. It's happened. They show up to have sex with young underage children. It goes on every day. We catch a small percentage of those offenders. So this is real stuff. It really hits home. If you have kids, grandkids, nieces and nephews, it should concern you. Elections are coming up. This is a great question. What do you stand for? Don't talk the talk, walk the walk. Protect our children. Don't protect the perpetrators of these crimes. Why are we protecting them? They should all be locked up, period. So we've got to change it. It just can't happen anymore. And like I said, hold people accountable, but we're always fighting again and again and again. You know, compassionate release. Where's compassion for the victims? There is zero compassion for the victims. They don't give a damn about the victims. They care about the suspects doing these horrific things. 3 years old. Has a 3-year-old testify and tell us what happens in that case? The 4-year-old, 7-year-old girl talking about it. 7 girls, 1 boy. You know what? They were amazing. They told great stories about what happened in detail. Described the doll he gave them, the candy, the car, what the bed in his apartment looked like, the sheets on his bed. Those kids were amazing, that young, to be able to reconcile what happened and remember the details. It breaks my heart to read these reports. We've got to stand up and fight for our kids.